let's kind of look at this here, and I'm going to record it so that other people that aren't here can watch it. But again, the mass is 600 kilograms. That's not going to change. Here's a situation. Here's a situation. Situation 1, situation 2, situation 3. Our main goal here on this problem is to figure out V2, what is the velocity at situation number 2, and what is the velocity of situation 3. Now, the nice thing is we got these other formula up here. We were told before, and that's hard to see, but it says mechanical energy equals kinetic energy plus potential energy. And kinetic energy equals 1/2 mv squared. So that's what this equals right here. Potential energy equals mgh. Okay, so some other things I need to know. First of all, gravity. Gravity always equals 9.8 meters per second squared. Always. That's an important piece of information. As long as you're on Earth, G equals 9.8 meters per second squared. All right? So the nice thing is, once I figure out the ME, the mechanical energy, once I figure out the mechanical energy, in one situation, it's the same in all situations, which is pretty great. And let me explain that. But the mechanical energy works because what's going on, when you're up here, what is true of the potential energy versus the kinetic energy at the top of the hill? How would you describe the situation? Which one's bigger? Yeah. They're not equal. Think about this for a second. My potential energy in situation 1 is much bigger than my kinetic energy. Because how fast am I moving? Click, 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 click. I'm barely moving. Now, as I move down here, what happens quickly? All that potential energy gets transferred to kinetic energy. But the thing is, even though my kinetic energy here is greater than my potential energy here, the sum of them equal the same as up here, if that makes sense. I still have, the PE, the kinetic energy plus the potential energy always add up to be the same number. It's just sometimes this number right here gets bigger. And if this number right here gets bigger, what has to happen to this number? It has to get smaller, right? Right. So if we look at this here, what's going on with this is I'm going to have this go downhill, whoosh. Okay, so the first thing I want to do with this is I want to calculate what is my mechanical energy. All right, so if I go right here, I'm going to write down mechanical energy equals kinetic energy plus potential energy. It's be a bad time for my pencil not to work. I know that because I took it from right here. Okay, what does that mean? Well, what that means is mechanical energy equals technically 1/2 mv squared plus mgh. Okay, mgh. So, where did I get that from? I got that from up here, okay? I took these and I plugged it in here, and I took this and I plugged it in here. That's pretty easy, right? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go, okay, let's figure this out. For situation 1 only, I'm going to look at situation 1 right here. I'm going to plug in everything I know. Okay, so cool. I'm going to go mechanical energy right here. And then I'm going to go equals, okay, 1/2 m. What is m? Mass. What is the mass of the roller coaster? Good, 600. Excellent. What is the velocity? Velocity, I can't talk. The velocity I know to be right here, 1.1. 1.1. I put that in there. Don't forget, it needs a square. Okay? All right? Mechanical energy equals 1/2 600 times 1.1. Now, I'm not putting any units in here right now because I'm just trying to keep it simple. Then I'm going to go plus m. Ooh, I know what m is. 600, right? Times g. What is g? 9.8. 9.8 right there. And 9.8 After that, I type in my h. Wait a minute, do I know what an h is? Height. Well, in this case, the height is 60, okay? This is 60, all right? Any questions so far? Now all I would have to do is I need to take my calculator and I need to start calculating some things. So the first thing I would want to do, for me probably, is to do all this right here. So I'll just do this. I'm going to go 1.1, and my calculator, it's an easy way to do it. Just multiply it by itself. That works. That's that. And then I'm going to take this times 600 equals. And then easiest way to do this is to divide this by 2, right? Just to go ahead and divide that by 2 right there. So that equals 363. Over here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply all this. I'm going to hit clear. 600 times 9.8 equals times 60 equals, and that is a big number, 352,800. But here's the great thing about this. Once I figure out what mechanical energy is, I'm good to go. What that means is I can do the rest of this knowing what my ME is. So in this case, ME equals the sum of these two things. So all I have to do is add these two things. 363 equals. Wow, that's a crazy number. 353,163 ME equals that right there. And the nice thing is, that's what it equals the rest of the time. It's stuck right there, if that makes sense. So the rest of the time, I can just use that to figure out what I have here, okay? Any questions so far?